Yeah, boy. Welcome back to the Detroit Lion fans. This is Marcus, and I'm joined by my two brothers. We first got up them boys, Mikhail,
Hey, what's going on?
and then we got hit 'em up Reese,
What up, though?
and you're listening to the King of the Jungle, KOTJ, King of the Jungle, where we have three brothers, one team with a whole lot of opinions. So, without further ado, fellas, Detroit Lions, 2-0-1 after 3 games. Now, I don't know who came up with that or who thought that was going to happen, but we are 2-0-1 unbeaten as of right now. So, without anything else,
I hate to say
Go
it,
ahead,
but
Kev.
I said it though. I said it. I said it. You know.
you said it. You said it.
I said it on the first
Unbeaten,
podcast.
man. Unbeaten. So, you know what? We're going to start with you, man. We just got finished playing the Eagles. We got the victory, 27-24. Give me the top three things you saw in that game that was good. Well, top three things in that win. Go.
Oh shoot! The top three things.
For you.
For me, I would have to say Agnew, the offensive line,
Offensive line.
and the fact that we were fortunate enough to pull it off.
I got you. All right. Reese, you got the same answers? Anything else?
Honestly, Agnew, like Mikhail said, most definitely. I mean, special teams, other than the letting Jenkins come block that kick. If not for that, I would give special teams an A because Martin did a great job punting. The kickoff team did a great job containing and everything. You got to remember, they got Darren Sproles, who's very dangerous. Always, when he gets the ball in his hand, we contained him.
Mm-hmm.
Prater was Prater, the old Prater. He was making his kicks and everything. So, special teams was up there. I just say, like you said, Agnew, I'm so proud in the fact that Coach gave him a chance to kind of redeem himself, and I'm glad to have him back, especially when it looks like Amendola may be hurt. I'm actually going to still give the good to Stafford, and like Mikhail said, the O-line not giving up a sack again, and getting the ball out of his hand. He seems to be very comfortable with play action. So when he does play action, it was times when he should have got sacked, but he did what we always asked for him to do: step up in the pocket, move around in the pocket. You don't got to be Cam Newton or anything and be running around, but do the Drew Brees where you can step up and fill the pocket, and then that way you can make that extra throw or give that extra second to give your receivers to get open for that extra throw. And then the other one I'm going to say defense overall, still, even though there's a lot to be desired, the DB stepped up, Slade being hurt, still batting balls down, still making plays. We got a lot of turnovers, which, like I said, offense, we should have had 40-something points because of the turnovers. I know that's another subject. And so I was going to say just the DBs, but we got sacks too. Our linebackers played pretty good, so those would be mine.
Gotcha. Okay. For me, I think we all mentioned Agnew and his redemption. Again, like you said, give props to Matty P for believing in him and not benching him, and then he showed his butt off on 2 times. Not just a kick return that he ran back for a touchdown, but also was a good punt return that he had during the game as well. So, I think we all agreed on Jamal Agnew. One of my other ones that I had, Reese, you mentioned on it, you touched on it, the turnovers. I think our defense is doing a good job of punching that ball out. We're definitely doing drills on punching balls out. But then last but not least, for my third one, I got to give props to my boy Marvin Jones. That boy put up some numbers. Marvin Jones, it's just funny how I think the first game, we had T.J. Hockenson put up the numbers. Second game was Kenny Galladay. But this game, Marvin Jones said, I got to get mine. You ain't going to get nothing. Yo, this dude, the last touchdown he did, over the catch over the shoulder, beast. So, yeah, so that's excellent, man. So here's the thing. Going over some of the things that we just talked about, right? Stafford's play. Like, for me, I saw that's more like what you just mentioned, Maurice. You said that play action. I remember him back at Georgia, and they used to run play action. And then also, Mikhail, you mentioned offensive line, and I also, it's been 2 games in a row, no sacks on Stafford. We haven't done that since 2011. So I do have to so I do have to give props where props is due in regards to that. That's without a doubt. Well, now, Reese, you mentioned defense overall, so let's dive right into that defense, man. You gave some points on the defense. Mikhail, what you think about the defense, man?
Oh man, you know what? I think the defense did well, but I guess everything that reflects, for me, the reflection of the defense comes from again from the offense. And especially late in the games. The offensive play calling, our defense, they're gassed. They're tired. The dudes are tired, So yeah. I have to say that we need to learn how to close out games on offense that give our defense a break. And now I will say this, even though we're still not blitzing, at least they have they were smart enough to start double teaming and doing those type of schemes. So that kind of helped too. But I think overall the defense, they stepped it up. I love my boy Justin Coleman, that nickelback. That's my boy.
Yeah, he did good.
He did good,
but he did great. He did excellent.
Yeah.
He did excellent. He did excellent.
Now, Reese, you mentioned the good about the D. Was there anything about the D that you kind of felt like they could have did better?
Good question, man. Obviously, okay, so let me piggyback on the fact that I like the initial scheme. Our goal was not to let Ertz beat us, because you don't realize how good Ertz is until you're playing against Philadelphia, and he's a beast. And we were doubling him and everything. You're not going to beat us with Ertz. It's going to be with somebody else. And so that part of it I liked initially. What I didn't like is just way too many blown assignments, man. And I don't know if it's the part of it is the play calling or if it's just our guys are out of position or what. But there's way too many times where the receiver is literally running wide open across the field. And it's a blown assignment. And then you see the player that blown it, my bad. Well, you don't get so many of those my bads, man. It's only, football is 60 minutes. So you keep making those blown coverages. That's what's prolonging these drives, and that's what's making you stay on the field. And like Mikhail said, they're gassed. And then also the dumb penalties. And by dumb penalties, I mean, man, the roughing the passer, you rolling into the quarterback's leg, that is an automatic no-no. They've been emphasized on that. And, Trey Flowers rolling into the back of Wentz. I know he kind of got pushed in a little bit, but he also rolled into it. You clearly see it. And it's like, dude, it's the fourth quarter, like Mikhail was talking about. It's the fourth quarter. It's just the tight part of the game. It's a few minutes left. Get off the field. Instead, you just gave them a fresh down. And you didn't have to. You didn't even affect the play. That's how crazy it is. You didn't even affect the play. That was number one. Second thing was Davis, with Sproles catching the ball here out of bounds, and he destroys him, which I know, we grew up in the age where those type of hits were celebrated. I was like, woo. But I also knew that was going to be a flag because it was a defenseless hit on the player. Like, all he had to do was literally just push Sproles out of bounds. Sproles was already about to be out of bounds anyway. He could have easily pushed him. Sproles is all of 5'4", 180 pounds. But, I mean, he destroyed. Just imagine you go and just destroy a little 10-year-old kid. catching the ball near the sideline. That's what he did to Sproles. And it's like, what do you do? No, that's not. Guess what? That is another set of downs. And
what happened at the end? What happened at the end of that drive?
They scored. They scored a touchdown.
That's right.
And on top of that, they outsmarted us. And this is of course, this league is what I sometimes I can't stand because we're always the guinea pig. Never knew about this, and I am very intelligent when it comes to football. Didn't know about this rule where you can actually pick somebody within 1 yard, like literally physically pick them, and it's not considered a pass interference. I just knew it was pass interference, and it wasn't even pass interference. It was like, oh, it's actually legal. You could just go destroy a dude, a corner, and it's a pick. So I'm like, we need to be copycatting that. Absolutely. Yep. So, as I said, man, the bad to me was judgment calls on our defense, not making boneheaded plays, leaving dudes wide open, and then getting outsmarted by the other teams. They figure out a ways to get their guys open, and we, sometimes have a hard time adjusting.
Gotcha. Now I'm gonna ask each of you one question. Mikhail, I'm gonna ask you this. You mentioned about the defensive line with the Tigers. Do you think it's the number of plays that they're on the field, or do you think they're just out of shape?
You know what? That's a hard one because I'm gonna tell you who I'm really impressed by, and that's A'Shaun. And he ain't the most fit player out there. So I'm gonna say the number of plays. But I mean, and I will say, like I said, it's a reflection of our offense at the end of games because they bailed us out before the half and they bailed us out at the end of the game. But the predictability of the offense, run, screen, it's ridiculous. So I'm gonna say the amount of time that they're on the field, they're gagged. But they pulled it off. I mean, I got to take this W, and even though I have a lot of negativity, when it comes to different things, like, this is the second game in a row that Slay was out, at the end. Maybe he's gassed. He's had some rough coverages these past 2 weeks. So, I mean, the W is what matters to me right now. That's all I'm talking about. Right. We got the W.
I say, and like you said, Kel, I think they are gassed. I'm actually want to piggyback what you said. A'Shaun Robinson has been our best defensive lineman. Him and Kennard.
Oh man.
Kennard is more a linebacker, but them two are our players. Harrison snacks. He's good against the run, but and it's a pass play, like he did get a sack, but it was like the sack came to him. And then, like, if it's a run play, even if he gets off the block, I'm literally watching the film, man, where he's stopping and watching. And it's down the line of scrimmage. Anybody else's defensive tackle is running and pursuing to help make the tackle. He is literally standing there and watching while everybody else is hustling. And that's just, I've seen it like at least 5 or 6 times. I know Marcus was getting on to it because I was watching film again, but I'm like, I just got to see it because sometimes you just don't see these things initially. And, like, to me, that's part of the problem, though. Like, everybody thinks Trey Flowers needs to step up. He did a little bit better job this game. He had a lot of tackles. I'm still waiting on some pass rush moves from him and some from the other players. But no, Kennard, I'm loving Kennard. I'm loving A'Shaun Robinson. Those two have been dominating almost to an extent. And then Davis is going to be coming. He's trying to get his legs back. Another guy that was pretty good was Christian Jones. He's actually pretty good. He's not that great in coverage, but with the run and pass rush, he's actually like probably our second best pass rusher right now. Christian Jones, number 52.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's not good against the pass, but he's good against the run. He's good against the run.
I think we got to. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I know with Christian Jones, he doesn't touch the field as much, so I know he probably he uses a lot of that energy. He brings energy to when he comes on the field. I just want him to control it some. Seems like sometimes he may, discipline-wise, I just want to make sure that he keeps it under control. But, Maurice, I was going to ask you one other thing, Maurice. Blown assignments. You talked about blown assignments. Do you think it's more the players, that it's on the players, like they're blowing the assignments, or is it the scheme that bend but don't break? I'll let you get what's underneath, but I'm not going to let you beat me deep.
Well, I mean, obviously, man, when you're dealing with something like that, I feel like it's a combination of both. I feel like, number one, of course, because our head coach is a defensive-minded coach, I just expect more, and it's just a lot to be desired. With the blown assignments aspect of it, that's more mental on the players themselves. You know, you just got to be where you need to be at. But when it comes to the scheme, I'm like, I don't know what the heck are we doing, because you can't be rushing 3 people, but then also getting beat deep when you only got one safety deep. So what is it? Like, what are you trying to do? If you're rushing 3, and then you got all these players playing kind of a man coverage, but then yet it's only one safety deep, so after a few seconds, a corner can only stay with the receiver for so long. That's why at the end, you know, they actually had a chance to score a touchdown, but the guy dropped the ball because it was one-on-one coverage. How does that happen that deep when you only rush like maybe 3 people at the end of the game? That's what everybody's talking about. Nobody talked about us winning this game. Everybody talked about Philadelphia dropping passes. And Philadelphia didn't drop. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but part of that is, you know what? It is true though, because they had chances. Like they literally dropped the like the dude literally dropped the ball. If that was us, I'd have been so hurt. If that would have been Marvin Jones or somebody like that, I'd have been devastated, man. Like they literally dropped passes. The tight end, their tight end dropped the pass earlier in that fourth quarter. That was a touchdown. He dropped that too. And it's just like, and again, there's no help. We're trailing behind, but guess what? We're not putting pressure on them either. And then what ticks me off is when I watch the opponent, every team we've played, it's been the opposite. They came after us. They came after Stafford. They're blitzing him. Yeah. They're coming after him. So let me get this straight. I'm the coach. I'm watching you pummel my quarterback, but I'm not going to pummel your quarterback. Something's wrong with that. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be aggressive. We need to be the aggressive team. We need to put our stamp on it. We ain't done that yet. That's why we're 2-0-1. It feels a little empty. I'm kind of, you know, you're glad that we are 2-0-1, but at the same time, it feels a little empty because, you know what? We need to be putting our stamp on these games, like Mikael mentioned, and so that way defense is not gassed because they've been on the field the whole time because we're playing soft. And that's what we are right now. We're playing soft right now.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay, let me finish up with the defensive line, and then I'm gonna touch on some offense, defense, special teams. So, defensive line scale 1 to 10. 1 being bad, just horrible, awful. 10 being a beast, almost Khalil Mack-ish, right? Just the defensive line, Mikael. What would you rate them, man? 1 to 10.
I would have to give him a 7, and but I would give him a 7. I would have to give him a 7.
Gotcha. Maurice, same question. 1 being bad, 10 being beast. Defensive
6.
line, what would you grade
them? 6. I give them a 6.
Good.
Give them a 6. They got a lot more to desire. Like Mikael said, like they got a lot more to do, man. And I mean, I am like I said, it's a little bit over average because of the fact that they have been getting some sacks. It's been more kind of individuals. Like I said, A'Shawn Robinson, and like I said, Kennard. It's weird the way our defense is. Kennard is more so on the D line than he is as a linebacker. In terms of being drop back, it's more like it seems like we're playing a 3-4 type defense. We'll do 4-3 every now and then. So we'll do a 3-4 where one of them is going to be Kennard on the end, and it looks like the other maybe Flowers, or let's say rotated, it'll be Christian Jones, and then you have like 3 defensive tackles. And so I just think we got to get after the quarterback a little bit. We got to get after the quarterback a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that for me, I think y'all that's excellent for you guys. For me, I'm at a 4. The only reason I'm at a 4 is because I think you mentioned it, Maurice, earlier. When I watch the game, I'm just looking at guys. They stand up. I don't know if they're tired or what, but these guys, when that ball is hyped, after the first 3 seconds, we just stand up. I don't see a defensive move. I don't see a swim move, a spin. Can we get something? We 1-on-1, and out of, let's say, 30 plays, 27 of them, we are dancing with the guys. Like, I want to see somebody online. I see Kennard, he's kind of bull rush up, but that's the only move I've really seen from him. I've seen Okara. Okara's kind of been a little disappointment for me because I thought he would bring a little bit more speed, but I really haven't seen it to the degree that I've been wanting it. And, of course, the guys in the middle we've always talked about with the name guys, the guys with all the money. For me, I'm looking for just some individual victories. And now, as a whole, I see where if there's a run play where we can kind of push our guy over to that side, and so we can move laterally, but I need us to move vertically. So that's the reason why I give him a 4. But, I mean, it is what it is. But overall, I think that we are a work in progress. And so that's the reason why it's always – I think the arrow is pointing upwards for that. Let's go to offense. There's a guy named Darrell Bevell. He is our OC, our offensive coordinator. The first game, we put up some points in the beginning. But then because of that crucial timeout, we never really talked about Darrell Bevell. Second game, we weren't putting up too much of nothing. We got lucky, not lucky, but we didn't put up too much of nothing. Third game, that was the Eagles game, this past now. We put up 27 points. What do y'all think about this offensive scheme, this Darrell Bevell scheme overall? What do you think about it? I'll start with you, Maurice, and I'll go to Mikhail.
I don't know if you want to start with me, man. I'm bored by him. Like, I'm bored with the schemes, man. Like Mikhail mentioned earlier, it's literally run. Like when we get the lead or whatever, and it's just so predictable. And they got like 8 in the box, and I almost wish like Stafford had just audible out of it, but I know he's just doing it whatever the coaches probably told him to do. And it's just run, and then now that it's 3rd and 10, we're gonna try to pass the ball. He got some plays. Like, we got some plays that are actually pretty cool. The reverse that we did, the double reverse that we did last game actually really worked for us. The touchdown to Marvin Jones where he did the army crawl or whatever, that was actually a pretty good, well-designed play. So, it's not that he doesn't have that there, but again, we just still need that aggressiveness. We need that shot down the field. You have Stafford that has one of the biggest arms in the game, and we don't challenge people down the field. Everything is short. Everything is at the sideline, which is another thing. The receivers are running routes right at the sideline. So it's just an easy push out, and guess what? It's an incomplete pass. And to me, that's a design type of thing. So, like, we just need I just want him to be a little bit more aggressive, man. Like, it's okay to throw the ball on first down. I'm sorry. It's okay to throw the ball on first down. Throw a little curl route. Throw a little slant. Throw a quick slant. Don't sit there and run the ball on first down. Now you're 2nd and 10. Now you're 3rd and 8. We're behind. Let's throw it on first down. Get it to where it's 2nd and 3, like the other teams do us. Now you got your playbook open where you can do anything you want to do. 2nd and 3, I can go deep, or I can hit my tight end on the drag route. It's boring to me, man, the way his play calling is. And to me, you're making way too much money for that. You're making way too much, and we got way too many playmakers. Way too many playmakers on for us not to be like destroying some defenses, man. We should be destroying them.
I got you.
Period.
Okay. I got you. All right. Mikhail. Same question. The coordinator name is Darrell Bevell. What do you think about it, man?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. And you know, the thing about it is, you can see that we're capable of scoring it. Like I said in the very first podcast, I said one of these things are going to have to give. We're either going to have to outscore these teams, or we're going to have to step up on our defense. And right now, it's looking like we're just trying to outscore them. But my problem with that is, you come out and you see the Patriots to beat the Steelers 43-3, and then they come out the next week and beat somebody 33-0 or whatever. That's how you beat teams. That's how you convincingly beat teams. And you can't tell me the Patriots' defense is just as good as ours, because it's not. So I mean, as far as talent goes, it's not. So I mean, we can step it up. We should be killing these teams. And I mean, even though we haven't lost yet, that tie kills me because of the lead that we blew by going conservative. You got to keep your feet on these teams' necks and don't look back. That's it.
I got you.
Right.
Got you.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a great point.
Go ahead.
That tie definitely leaves our taste in the mouth, man.
Yeah.
And,
it does.
and even San Diego, that game, same thing too. You get a chance to put your foot on their throat, and in the Eagles game, you had multiple chances to do it, man, and we just not doing it. And at some point, it's gonna catch back up with us. Where now we're gonna be needing you to be aggressive because we may be behind. And I know what's about that with the next potential opponent that we about to go against.
The next game that might be in a situation. And I said, so here's a question I got then. Here's a question I got. Do we want to see, like, for instance, we've had the lead in two of the games pretty convincingly, the Arizona game and the Eagles game. Here's my question. We have the lead. We built the lead by being a little aggressive, but we've gotten conservative late in the game in both of those games. If we stay aggressive and Stafford throws an interception, do you think the fans will turn and say, why are we not running the ball and running the clock out? Or do you think they'll just be like, okay, we good. It is what it is. What do you think?
I think it is what it is because that's not working. We're running the ball. I mean, this dude ran 22 times for 33 yards. They got 8 in the box. You're not going – I'm sorry. And that's their – I mean, I don't even know why they got rid of C.J. Anderson for number one. But, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I would have to accept that. But, I watching these games or even listening to them or whatever I get a chance to do is heart-wrenching. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it shouldn't be that way. I can barely enjoy a Lions game.
I got
that victory, but win, lose, or draw, at the end of the game, I feel like I just played it, and it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary.
That's right.
You gotta look at it like this, and you take on, to me, like you take on your coach's personality, man. And it's like you said, we sitting there and we're beating them. You asking me, what do we do if we're up like that? Should we stay aggressive? You darn right you do. That's how you build that 33-0 lead, or that 42 to 14 lead, because you're staying aggressive. Now, here's my thing, Marcus. I'm gonna answer your question in this way. If we're running the ball effectively throughout the game, then sure, continue to run the ball and continue to do that. But when, like Mikhail said, when you're running the ball and we're only averaging 2 yards a carry, then no, why not go to your strength? And to me, right now, our strength is Galladay, Marvin Jones Jr., Jesse James, Hockenson, and Amendola. Even Logan Thomas, I kind of like him. That's our strength. and Kerryon out of the backfield as a receiver. I'll take that. That's our strength. And like Mikhail said, what the heck were we thinking to let go of C.J. Anderson? He actually was doing pretty good and was hitting the hole hard. So let's get this straight. We're going to get rid of him so we could pick up a Paul Perkins dude. I didn't even see him play that game. He didn't even play. If he did, he probably played maybe one snap. But you got rid of C.J. Anderson. You got rid of C.J. Anderson, who was giving you 10 carries a game, but was getting you like 4 yards, tough yards a game. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what pisses me off about this coaching staff and this. It's almost like they try to make you. They want us to lose. Like they trying their best. Oh, what you did good for us? Let me get rid of you. Let's pick up somebody else and put him on the practice squad. Oh, guess what? Powell, you're gone. Guess who we just released? The dude that we picked over him, Pogum, whatever his name is. Yeah. Guess what? We released him now. He's waived. That's dumb, man. Like I'm telling you, dude. Like it's elementary stuff, and that's what be frustrating, man. Like you don't sit there and get rid of C.J. Anderson unless he called out Coach Patricia in front of everybody. It was like, F you, Coach. I don't know. Maybe that happened. Maybe that happened. Hey, you know what? C.J., we gotta let you go, man. You too wild for us. You too wild, because he has been on a few teams. He has been on a few teams, so maybe.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to start no rumors. He might have came in with some white powder on his nose. Talking about this is.
I don't know.
Green.
No,
CJ, you gotta go.
So yeah, but again, when our run game was running pretty good, C.J. Anderson was a part of it. So now he's gone. You pick up this dude, Perkins. He didn't even suit up. So what are you selling me? Ty Johnson was already on the roster. I like Ty Johnson. He's pretty fast, pretty quick. Cool. I get it. Kerryon Johnson, okay. The other gentleman, McKenzie, he's pretty quick. He's just like Ty Johnson. So he's the same exact player. I don't really get that, but all right. So, again, it goes back to your initial question, are you going to, what would you live by? At this point, I'm going with Stafford. Stafford seems to look real comfortable this year. And like I said, even with the play actions and stuff like that, it seems to calm him down. And just get the ball out of his hands. Quick play, things of that nature. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think for me, I agree. I think that when I look at it as a whole, that running the clock out versus throwing, I personally would continue to throw the ball. The reason I would is because I think history has shown that once Stafford, he's like a streaky player to me. And so to me, once he's on that streak of, doing good, like even when he was doing his comeback games, once he get on that streak and that pace, I think he's good. But I think once you go conservative and he takes his foot off the gas, I think it's harder for him to get started back up again. So that is the reason why I would stay aggressive. And I think that somebody said it, that it may catch up with us and bite us in the butt. But enough for that one. Let me go to special teams now. Our special teams have been straight up bipolar. Like we're doing good and we're doing bad. I am very surprised that we haven't gotten rid of somebody, whether it's a coach, assistant coach, or assistant to the assistant on our special teams. Why do you think we're struggling with these like blocks and things like that? What do we think that the struggle is coming from? Your opinion, Mikhail. I'll start with you.
You know what? I have no answer for that. I would have to put that responsibility on some of these players. I really don't. I have no answer for that. The muff catches and I'm tired of the penalties, period. I mean, it's like every time we get a kickoff just you might as well just throw the flag for a hold or pushing the back or whatever, because it's just automatic now. I mean, hell, they might as well just do away with the damn kickoffs, because if your man run more than 20 yards, you're gonna see a flag somewhere. So I don't know.
That's I was looking on that Agnew. Yo, I don't even think I finished seeing him run in. I'm waiting for the little yellow rectangle to show up at the bottom right corner. The goal flag. Very surprising that it didn't. But I totally understand what you're talking about.
I don't have an answer. I really don't.
Gotcha. What about you, Reed? What about you? What's going on? What do you think the issue is with our special teams, man? Because we've had, Mikael mentioned penalties, and we've had a block, we've had muff punts. What do you think is going on, man?
I think it's the players. It's special teams not that hard. I'll be honest with you. It's very simple, straightforward. The block kick that happened on the field goal. That's Logan Thomas' bonehead move of stretching out, trying to block the outside guy, and like almost kind of leg sweep the inside guy. Number one rule they teach you back in Pop Warner, and I actually had to play that position in high school on field goal. Don't ask me why. I was one of the smallest players, but coach put me there. But you got to block the inside guy and make the outside guy stretch around you. And then I've actually played that opposite side in terms of I was one of the guys, I was always on the edge in terms of rushing to try to block the kick. And it's really hard to come around that edge, even freely, without even touched. It's still hard to block a kick coming around that edge because it's such a sharp turn that you got to do and stretch out and lay out and be in the perfect position and be super fast and come off the ball extremely fast. This dude literally did what you wouldn't want your old lineman to do, and that's let a guy come straight up the middle with your quarterback when he's coming off the center. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You got to block from the inside out. And so that was a blunder. I will say we've gotten some favorable calls and some non-favorable calls. Killer Brew, he faced massive heck out of that guy. That should have been a flag. I don't know how they missed it. It was disastrous. He could have killed that dude. That's how bad it was. Then on the flip side, we kicked the ball, and we tackled the dude maybe at the 10-yard line. Perfect special teams play. They called us for offsides. You really can't be offsides on kickoff anymore. Why? Because we're lined up on the line of scrimmage. We can't move until he kicks the ball anyway. And then the replay showed it. So it was a bogus call. But guess what? That was a flag. And that actually hurt us. Because now instead of him getting the ball at the 10-yard line, they're getting the ball at the 25-yard line. So that was, that part I'm not going to really say. The muff stuff, everything. Again, like you said, we're just bipolar, man. I don't know what to make a special. I'm kind of in the middle right now. Because like I said, you get Prater, last game, the game before, he's missing everything. This past game, he made everything. Agnew, he's muffing punts. This game, he set the tone of the game, to be honest with you. Running that kickoff return back. He set the tone. What? That's how you answer? I'll take that. Let's go.
Exactly.
We running around the house, jumping for joy. Yeah.
Was it just me? But when I saw the score, and we're about to kick the field goal, and they blocked the kick, man, how did you feel? Like, what was going through you? To me, I just felt like then he was running. I just knew this was it. This was that moment. This was that moment that we experienced time and time again. Am I alone in that, or what did y'all think about that? Reese, I'll start with you. What do you think about that, man? That block, man, the field goal.
It is exactly what it is, man. It was a block field goal. It was what you felt like that's what you expected to happen. And the reason why, and I hate to say it again, we're gonna piggyback what Mikael said. We keep them in these games. We're not putting the foot on their throat so that it's not going to be a situation like that. But because we're so conservative, we're literally a block field goal away from losing the game. And we just so happened that we lucked up that they caught a flag on an illegal block in the back, which was kind of ticky-tack, but it actually helped us out. We're normally the ones that's on the opposite end of those calls. That actually helped us out. But yeah, man, who gives up a block kick like that? Not like somebody came through not like a big D lineman pushed the other guy down and blocked it that way. No, we did a bonehead move and just let the dude come from the corner, block it. So that means he has all the momentum. On top of that, that means that the other guy that picks it up is another fast guy, and they're running it back another 40, 50 yards, flipping the field position. So again, man, the block kick was just sickening. Period. You can hear.
What about? Go ahead. You can finish. No, I was going to say you can hear the roar in the crowd because you can't really see the ball when you're watching the game. Yeah. So you just hear the boom. You hear the boom, and then you hear the crowd just erupt. And it's like, really? And I'm like thinking, what if I'm Stafford or somebody on the sideline? That could be demoralizing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, here we go again. SOL. So, Mikhail, what, I don't know where you was at when it happened, man, but what?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it.
When you heard about it, what did you think, man? Like,
I mean, actually, just typical, Lions look. That's the only thing I can think of. I was off and on, through the game, driving and listening and looking at the same time, and but I didn't get, I missed that, but I heard about it, and again, it wouldn't matter if you kept your foot on their necks. It wouldn't matter. We were very fortunate to get the W these last two games. So when are we going to be like, hey, let's go on and finish these teams off, and we won't have to worry about this kind of stuff because we could have afforded that. That stupid penalty, that Trey Flowers got, that would have been 3 points instead of 7. I mean, the whole game, changes with these small plays. The blocked field goal, the penalty on Flowers. I mean, but it wouldn't matter if we smash these teams like we're supposed to. So,
right.
But yeah, when I heard about it, I said Lions luck.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. When it happened, I looked over at Melissa. She looked over at me. I think we just stared at each other for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, not saying nothing, like just shaking heads, like really.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
But I think that, and it's almost like I want to convince myself that, man, maybe this is the team that we are built to be. Maybe we are the ugly team. Like, this is just what we do. We're not about to blow nobody out. We're not. If we win, it's just an ugly game. Like, for instance, we got a game coming up this Sunday against the Kansas City incredible Chiefs. And I've heard a lot of people say, man, this is going to be a high-scoring game. And I would love to see a high-scoring game, but it's just something about the way we play. We play ugly. That's just how we play. It's so ugly to look at. It's not impressive. And I don't know if I don't expect I expect like last year when we played the Rams, we came up with a certain scheme that slowed them down just a tad bit. We still lost, but it slowed them down a tad bit when we was in the game. I expect kind of that same thing in this game where we're going to try to run the ball. We're going to try to run the clock out. Or at least we're going to try to keep the clock going enough to where they have less chances. I think we're going to try to come up with a scheme or something like that. But I just don't see this high-scoring game. I could be wrong. But I see something more close to the line of like a 20-13 or something like that. But a lot of people are talking, they're talking like 35-42, stuff like that. What do y'all think about this upcoming game, man? I'll start with you, Mikhail, then I go to Maurice. What do y'all think about this upcoming Kansas City Chiefs game? What do you think about it? And what do you think we need to do to win?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think first of all, I truly do believe that we are capable of beating any team in this league right now. So with that being said, I think that it will not be a high-scoring game. I think our defense will step it up. I really do. I think they're going to step it up, and I think we're going to be the first team to beat Kansas City. I do. I think that's what's going to happen, and I don't think it'll come from blitzing, but I think our coverage would be a lot better. It's got to be. This week has to be film. It has to be all week film because you're playing probably right now the best quarterback in the league at this point right now. The way he's playing, I think we're going to win though. I do. I have no doubt in my mind that we're not going to beat them. And this is truly one of those times and one of those years where I feel like on any given Sunday, anybody could win these games. But it's not just that, though. Detroit plays up to, sometimes they play down, and sometimes they play up. You don't know what Detroit Lions team you're going to get that day, but for some strange reason, I think they're going to play up this week, and I think that we're going to be the first team to beat the Chiefs.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Reese, take it away, man.
Still not get the credit. Nope. I'm actually with Mikael. I think we're gonna pull it off. We're at home, if I'm not mistaken. The crowd is gonna be electric. It's gonna be a big, huge game. I mean, I know they're gonna. I'm pretty sure it's like maybe even a double-digit. What do you call it? A double-digit. Bet against us, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Because it's Mahomes and them, and they putting up all these godly points and stuff like that. And watch, we play a great game. And like Mikael hit it right there, man. And this is exactly what it is. We play to our competition. We beat Brady last year, if I'm not mistaken, but we lost to Sam Darnold last year as well. You see what I'm saying? We lose to the Jets, but we beat the Patriots. We lose to Adam Gates, but we beat Bill Belichick. Like, that's how we play. I don't get it, but that's what it is. We'll beat Aaron Rodgers twice in 1 year, but then we'll sit there and lose to a rookie quarterback or a backup quarterback. We just that's the way we play. So I expect us to be up. I'm hoping big play Slay will be playing and be healthy because I know we would need him. But even if not, I just feel like our D-line is going to step up. I think Stafford and Marvin Jones and Galladay going to step up. The Rook going to have to step up. Hockenson, man, he's been, after that first game, he's been humbled completely. And I need to see him step back up, man, because, we need him. And he can separate. He can do some things that other tight ends can't do. But I think I wouldn't be shocked, man, if we pull off this win, because nobody's going to give us a chance to win. And and with that being said, the way Kansas City's been playing, they've been whooping the people up. And to come to the Lions Den, it's a different thing, man. It's a different thing to come in there and see if you can just whoop us up like that. I don't see that happening. I wish I was off.
Gotcha. So here's what I'm looking at. So it sounds to me like you got. I hear both of y'all saying Lions victory. So it sounds to me. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of agree with that. I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid too. I'm drinking that Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid as well, and saying I just think that it's gonna be an ugly game, and because it's an ugly game, I think we'll come out with the victory. And then I looked at some different things. Like for instance, I see Mahomes step back, throw this 50-yard pass while running sidearm, and he's getting a lot of praise. But then I remember about 5 years ago there was a quarterback that was running and throwing the ball sidearm, and they were saying, hey, we need to fix his mechanics, called Stafford. So when I look at these two guys, I mean, Mahomes is more mobile, but the way they throw the ball like that backyard type of, you can make any type of a throw type of an arm, and I see one quarterback put on a pedestal while the other one is a Detroit Lion. And so I think it's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and I can't wait. I really cannot wait for this Sunday to get started so we can see what's going on with the Lions. And whether they – now, here's what I may differ in this. Whether they win or lose, I need to see our Lions play a complete 4 quarters. A complete 4 quarters. Now, that's for me. I'll wrap it up with this. What do you need to see out of all 4 quarters? What do you think will be the most important thing out of the 4 quarters? Most important thing for a key victory, and we'll wrap it up with this. I'll start with you, Maurice, and I'll end with Mikael.
No, man, just need the offense to be aggressive for 4 quarters.
Got you.
That's all I want. If we're aggressive for 4 quarters, I'll live with the results. We just gotta. That way we take some of that pressure off the defense. We know the defense is gonna have their hands full against that offense. But the thing is, Kansas City defense is not that good. So we got opportunities. So let's see if we can make the most of it. Let's see if we can use our strengths and our talents to the best of our abilities. And then let the chips fall where they may. Like I said, I don't mind if Stafford throws 5 interceptions if I know we're being aggressive and we're trying to get after it. Now, if he's just missing throws, that's different. But if you're trying to get after that other team, I will live with it. I will live with the results because, like I said, Bevel makes me think about Linehan, makes me think about the other coordinators that we had that were a little bit more aggressive. You talking about the gunslinger thing. Well, the Linehan Stafford is going to be throwing it 30-plus times just like Mahomes would. Now we got a dual shootout. Well, we ain't going to really have that if the way this coordinator calls it. It's going to be a lot more balanced, which is not bad. But at the same time, that team, it can easily strike. So we need to be striking on them because, like I said, their defense is not even nearly as good as ours. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion. So I just want our offense to be aggressive. If we're aggressive, then I will live with the results.
Excellent. Mikael, what you think, man?
Yes.
What we got to do all 4 quarters? What do we got to do all 4 quarters to get victory?
You know what? I think that I agree with him. I think we do need to be aggressive. And then I'll say this. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of blitzes, man. We're gonna have to show Patrick Mahomes a little something different because he's looking at film too. I don't want to be picked apart all day. So I will say that. And then one thing too I forgot to mention in my final in closing is I want to give a props to Decker, who came back and didn't look like he did the first game.
Gotcha.
And then and that's just I'm good on that. But yeah, I want to see a few more blitzes and a little more aggressiveness on offense.
Excellent. Well, man, listen, I'm telling you, for me, for the 4 quarters, I have got to see our coaches making right decisions. No bonehead timeouts, no bonehead challenge flags. I think if we come in with a game plan, if I see our coaches making some right decisions all 4 quarters, I'm telling you right now, I think our players are going to play that style of game that we play, and Kansas City better watch out. So, hey, man, this is King of the Jungle. I'm Marcus. That's Mikael.
Yo.
That's Maurice.
Green Bay just lost, just so FYI.
They lost.
That's what it's up.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think we're at the
gonna,
top of the division right now.
Top of the division. Top of the division, baby.
Perfect
So,
timing.
hey, guess what?
Yeah.
A victory, and then that bye week. Let's get it, y'all. Hey,
Let's get it.
King of the Jungle, man. We out. Cheers.
Got it. All right.